In Piggy Intercity, we know that our character has three friends: Kit the kangaroo, Brenn the rabbit, and Morris the mole. But 10 years later, where are they now? Both options of being with Brenn and Kit are just them running away, leaving you behind. Talk about friendship. Today, I will discuss with you the theory of what I think happened to our main character's friends. Let's start off with Morris. Why? That is because Morris is our friend who complained about stomach pain and turned infected. We last saw him in the school as we ran away from the chase, exiting the school. However, if you go back to the school, you will find Morris nowhere to be found. So what happened to Morris? There are two theories. My first theory is that Morris was stuck in the school until someone opened the door, and our buddy mole Morris over here chases this unfortunate survivor, who likely ran away from the school, meaning that Morris is likely in a different area and is gone, and either being killed by survivors or just roaming the grassy plains. Now here is my second theory. It's far-fetched, but hear me out. Remember how in Piggy, Book 2 of Chapter 12, the lab, had Penny in there all distorted? Penny was in the lab, likely tested on to use her blood to study it and turn it into the cure. The reason? Penny was one of the first individuals to come in contact with Substance 128. My theory is that the Capitol saw Morris as another individual who came into contact with Substance 128 and likely drank it. This would explain why Morris talks about his stomach pain. But VeoTheVague, you may question. How come it wasn't reported that the Piggy family were not the only ones to test out Substance 128? Well, the story did say the Piggy family were one of the first individuals to test out Substance 128. But this was in Lucella. Our character and the start of the story was in Everview. These are two different cities, and maybe that being left out in this story is that Mr. P at least had 3 or 4 people all over Evalia to test out Substance 128 in every city or town in complete desperation for his wife. Second reason, what, you think reinfected pigs are going to infect all of Lucella in minutes? Of course not! But back to the point. I believe Morris was snatched by the Capitol to test his blood, and since having mostly Substance 128 embedded in his DNA, the Capitol scientists would extract it out to create the cure. The Capitol needed specifics, people who did not have a bite or a scratch from the infection, that would produce less results and not 100% have Substance 128, only a 10 or 15%. It wouldn't be enough data, and they would need more. These are my theories on Morris's whereabouts. Let's move to Brenn and Kit. Why both at the same time, you may ask? Choosing them either way in the game will have them doing the same result like our parents did, running away. Now, like our character, it's very possible that they survived and joined factions like us. So far, it is heavily likely that the Capitol was not on their list to join. The Capitol is a government faction. It's likely that many citizens would not trust the government, as they have definitely lied on preventing the infection. They failed to prevent it as we know it. So, we can mark off the Capitol on joining. Kit and Brenn would not trust the government again. I believe that Brenn would have joined the Valkyries. Why? By using color theory, a character or a setting's color tells a story. Brenn's sweater is a bit of a light cyan, related to green. Since the Valkyries' uniforms and flag are green, specifically Dark Forest green, I believe Brenn joined them and trusted the military or just changing, as life is not the same anymore 10 years ago. We could encounter her as an enemy. 10 years have passed and she may not recognize us. Time changes a lot of people. Hopefully, this is not the case for our character. Second theory, she could have just joined the Liberators, as she would have definitely seen them as heroes, likely from Liberator propaganda broadcasts, which are my theories on Brenn. We have Kit last. On the other hand, for Kit, using color theory again, his shirt is red, bright red. Guess who else has red? It's the Liberators. Their camp and flag are red. Nepal, in fact, is red. Kit would see the Liberators as a group with a big ego. As we can tell in the game, he does love to boast and make rumors of himself in a positive manner that will be a huge attention in making him look good. However, it is noticeable that his attitude on skipping class and possibly stealing could lead him being in the bandits. The bandits have an ego as well, as they would do anything to survive, and by even other means of killing others for beneficial gain. This fits Kit because when you think about it, he's a huge troublemaker. He skips classes, evident by his desire that the main character play with paper airplanes in the cafeteria. It's an active behavior that shows he may not be the friend our character would likely want to go to. Now, there are my theories on our character's friends in Piggy Intercity. And who knows, my theories could be wrong. Who knows, they could have been in a different region, as you can see by the tunnels in game. Hopefully we can have access to that. It will allow us to go into potentially more lore in a way. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts and theories down below in the comments. I would like to apologize if I say this wrong, Kozek_Orbang for the fan art. I really do love it, and the art style is amazing. As always, this is VeoTheVague, out.